I don't wear political party partisanship very well. When I was in the Senate, I was a maverick. The Democrats didn't like me any more than Republicans liked me. I left the Democratic, well, let's say, I think the Democrats pushed me out they didn't want me in the debates. And so it really was General Electric that really pushed me out of the debate in the late September of '07, 5 months before the first primary. And that was a Democratic Party sanctioned debate. So literally, the leadership of the Democratic Party had to buy into their decision. Now, people say, well, this was an MSNBC debate. Now, how dare you attack General Electric? Well, it was an interesting thing that occurred. A friend of mine who was in New Delhi, India, wrote an email to General Electric saying, how dare you cut Senator Gravel out of the debate? He'd won a couple debates, in which most people didn't realize, and I was getting some traction. And so, and a lot of people are saying, well, this guy's interesting. He's telling the truth. And I was destabilizing the system of elites in our society. And so the PR person for General Electric, who should have sent the email to MSNBC to answer, no, he made the mistake. He sent an email back to New Delhi telling the guy, well, Senator Gravel does not meet our criteria. Now, isn't it interesting that I did not meet the criteria of General Electric, one of the nation's largest contractors, military industrial contractors? I did not meet their criteria. And so, of course, the other networks wanted to get me out of the picture anyway. So they did. From thenceforward, I was no longer part of mainstream media. I was made a non-person. Now, what's an interesting phenomenon now is that the other candidates, all the other Democratic candidates, it's a little bit like the Politburo under Stalin. This Politburo member disappears, and at the next membership of the Politburo, Stalin's there, and nobody makes mention of the fact that this guy's gone. Well, nobody makes mention of the fact that Mike Gravel is no longer in the debates, like he didn't exist. This is a very interesting process. I jumped all over Kucinich. I jumped all over Biden. I said, you're going to be next, and you're going to be next. And of course, they all dwindled down. But it says something about these people's attitudes toward democracy. What were they afraid of? I was obviously challenging very aggressively what was going on in these debates. I was saying, why do we have to have a war on drugs? It makes no sense at all. There's no evidence that this is working. Prohibition didn't work for alcohol. It's not working for drugs. And yet we continue to spend billions and billions of dollars. At the Howard University debate, which is the one that I won, and I won it, how did I know? Because they took a poll at Howard University, and I won it. I was trying to give some cover for Obama and others so that they would feel a little free to take some positions. What did Obama do the first thing he's president? He appoints a drug czar. So we continue this unbelievable tragedy that's going on in the inner cities. Who's damaged most by the drug war? It's the blacks in the inner city who we load up our prisons. I could go on from there. But this is the tragedy of what went on in these debates. It was the same old, and one of the things I kept saying in the course of these debates, follow the money, and you'll see the government you're going to get. And that's the government we're getting, is what paid for the election process.